Hi, Prashant.
Exactly. Good morning. I mean, the market is absolutely listless. I think absolutely, no qualms in saying that, and I think it'll remain like that for at least the next 2 weeks.
Well, I think the auction for the KFA house is as listless as the markets.
Third time, by the way,
Yeah.
and we'll talk to Ritu about this. But so this is, I mean, Christmas holidays, heading into Christmas, no real, all big events kind of behind us.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of biding time in that sense. And I'll just give you a statistic. Last week, Monday to Friday, the high to low for the Nifty, the range was 100 points from the highest point to the lowest point. The high was 82.30, the low was about 81.30 or so, approximately. I mean, the exact number is about 108 odd points or so. So that is the high to the low last week. And I don't think this week should be any different. So the range should be about between 8100 to about 8200 or so, broadly in that zone, maybe a couple of points here and there. This is largely because, I mean, many institutional investors are away on holidays, etc. I mean, year-end breaks, and you can just make quick calls across dealing rooms here, and you'd get the same kind of feedback. On Friday, FII sold about $13 million. Local investors bought about $4 million. Turnover was $3 billion. So turnover actually picked up. But the turnover on Friday is also reflective of the FTSE rebalance. And I think it should come back down quite low, lower than $3 billion today again. You got two events of some note. So tomorrow you have the Bank of Japan meeting. If for no other reason, that should be in focus because of what has happened to the dollar yen. Right? I mean, it's been thrashed to no end. So will the Bank of Japan, there was a Reuters story which said that the Bank of Japan now wants slightly firmer yields on the JGBs. So we'll see. Today, later in the US, the 534 electoral representatives meet across the US to elect the next president. It's largely ceremonial. There has been some noise around it because of the kind of fierce election that was fought between Mr. Trump and Mrs. Clinton. Many may be still not accepting that Trump is going to be the new president. But I think there is no real surprise to be expected out of that. I think we'll just mark the news when it happens later in the evening, but that is only US time. Otherwise, not very much. There was that listing, Loris Lamps, which I think is done just fine.
Yes, absolutely. So quite a lackluster session for us, except that if you want to entertain yourself, you can go onto Trump's Twitter page. So that has more news.
What's new?
Well, there's a big debate on whether that will be taken seriously as policy comments or not going forward, considering he will become president. But nonetheless, that's for another time. Let's get in some trading ideas then. We have Sudarshan Sukhani of S2 Analytics.